is. Okay, yeah, now it's going down. Let's see, if I click inside of there, that'll stop it. And it'll, you know,
Is
I've
it
got it
taking
small now.
sound? I mean, is it recording?
If there's sound, it should record
Okay.
it, but I don't think
Would we
it
be
is.
hearing sound on this if there were?
I think so. No, I had to turn my sound off because my microphone does crazy stuff.
Okay. So that's probably,
Let's see if I
because
can
I
move
think she put
this.
music.
No, I can't click inside. That marks it all. I'll take it off.
is my
I'll
mama.
see if I can make it bigger for us to see it. No, see, those are all grayed out, so I can't do any more than that. That's your mama.
There's me crawling in.
Don't you love those girls we used to go with?
Oh, God.
Now, where is
There's
this?
me.
Yeah,
This is
you
at the
still walk
beach
that
in
way.
New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Ocean City.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at those old Navy blankets, those old
Mhm.
Army blankets. Well, I hate to put you through this.
No, this is neat. I love seeing it.
I don't know how old my mom. Well, I look like I'm about. If it's 1956, let's see, she's probably
And now, what's your sister's name that's with you?
Susan. That's
And she's the oldest.
Mhm.
Now, is there a baby one?
There's a
younger?
baby one, but she wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
I was terrified of water. Look at my face. I did not like being in the water.
You're your little
Look.
Viper swimsuit. No, I don't want to go any
I,
further, Mama.
I was terrified of water. Here's
How's
my
that your
dad.
dad?
He looks so white in this picture. Look at how skinny his
Look
legs
how high
are.
his waistband
I
is.
know, isn't that funny? He would see. He used to. I physically remember him carrying me out there, and I was so afraid he was going to drop me,
Certainly don't.
and I was
Yeah, you're clinging to it.
miserable. My sister was a fish. She loved water. And I didn't like that at all. Do you remember doing that, jumping over the waves? And I did
Great
not like
job.
that at all.
It's cloudy in the sky.
Yeah, see, that's Susan. So she was always a good sport. I know. Look at those bathing suits on
I
these
know.
and
How
then
modest they
bathing caps.
Yeah, bathing caps. So yes.
We had to wear
like your
those.
hair would look nice. after you
Exactly,
look like- yeah.
exactly. I'm surprised my mom didn't have one.
I like your mom's suit.
I
She's got
know,
a
that's
pretty suit.
cute, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Your mom was slim like you too.
Yeah, she
Was
was.
she always healthy?
Yeah, she was.
Good health nut.
Now this is the.
Is that boardwalk?
This
Right.
is the boardwalk in Atlantic City. So this is either Atlantic City. This is
Look
before.
what you with your little stroller.
Now my family used to get a kick out of this because at some point that keeps happening, and they were making fun of me saying, "What's the problem with you that you didn't figure that out?" Because I kept doing it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
God, these are so funny. They're all posed.
Oh yeah.
So this, I don't
I
know what
love y'all's
trip
little
this
romper
was.
suit she got on. Did
Yeah,
it
Susha
bubbly?
did it again.
Yeah.
My sister's like, "You are so stupid. Why can't you do that thing without getting caught on one of the?" I still do. I love boardwalks. I like the
Mhm.
smell of the wood, the sound they make when you walk over it. And I bet you money we didn't have any sunscreen
Like
on.
that one in Merle's Inlet. It's kind of a boardwalk out there. Of course, an inlet's different than being right on the ocean.
So this is either Ocean City. Probably we used to go to Ocean City, which was nicer, but Atlantic. We went to Atlantic. This was before
Yeah.
Donald Trump put up all those
Big
casinos
things.
in there. Yeah.
Did you find what you needed at Woodley's?
Look at my window.
Have you already planted it since you got home?
She planted it for me. I went
Oh,
ahead and let
good.
her do it.
So
What are
you
you
just
doing?
took your window boxes with you.
Mhm. I painted them the exact. We just painted our shutters
Mm-hmm.
about 3 weeks ago, so I painted the window boxes the same color.
neat.
This probably was a trip to Maine, or does it say Washington? They were really nuts with those cameras in those. Oh, look at these cars!
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap! I don't know what kind of car we had. My dad was big into Chevys.
We were into Dodges.
Okay. Chevys
And then Fords.
And then Fords, yeah. No, wait a minute. Chevys and
No seat belts for anybody.
no.
We went
Big
all the
old
way
truck.
to Canada. We went all the way to Colorado. No seat belts.
Can you believe
And a
it?
baby in the car. My
Think of
little
all the
brother.
we didn't use sunscreen. That looks like Washington.
It sure does. That's Washington.
Okay, so that's Washington.
That's the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that Pentagon. It looks like the Pentagon.
It's funny. I
That
don't
big
remember
building.
Washington. I think the only thing I remember about Washington was probably it was
There's a Capitol
cherry.
in the distance. Yeah,
The
that's
cherry
definitely Washington.
season.
Lincoln. No, that's the
Cherry-
no, that's not
wait a
the
minute,
Lincoln.
what
Which
am I
one? This is Jefferson, isn't it? That's round. like
Yeah.
that.
That's the Washington Monument behind it. What are those cherry blossoms?
Yeah, cherry blossoms, and yeah.
But
It looks like you're a little
kind
too
of
early for
winter.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's the. And now we're going to take 20 minutes to go all the way up to the top with the camera at the top of the Washington Monument.
Well, we've got Sand Dunes and the Wright Brothers and all that.
Oh God.
I love all these home movies, though.
I know.
But
they're
I did.
fun,
This
aren't
got
they?
me thinking that that's what I might put out as Mom walking us into school on Facebook.
Do you want a bottle of water, by the way?
I bought
I
my.
think I'm going to drink mine too. Let me get my.
You got one sitting there. Is it not cold?
Yeah, I'm going to get my vitamins. I'm going to get my vitamins in today. We finally found a
You
toy
having more
that
fun
Finny
with
can't
that.
rip.
Who's loving
That
this
is the
thing?
first toy since we bought Finny that he hasn't ripped. It's some kind of special toy. He usually gets the seams
trying.
or what do you call it? The squeaker.
Did I tell you about us getting a little statue of an English Mastiff?
Yeah, he showed it
and
to
he
us.
keeps he keeps sniffing it. You know, and I think there's no smell to it, Captain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the night we were going on and on about.
Yeah.
What were we saying back and forth? And you said, what did you say? You showed me the picture. You said, you answered what we were all discussing, but you answered it with your statue. I don't remember what you
Yeah,
said, but that was
I
so funny.
remember.
Ooh, that's pretty. God, it's hard to believe that these pictures are from 1956.
Mhm.
And, you know, you've done all this as early as this year.
Now those are trying to bloom along there. Don't those trees look almost like
yeah,
got
they
some
do.
blooming? Look at that. Now when we were there, it was so windy. There were white caps, and it blew
Oh,
all
wow.
this debris down
Oh,
the end
God.
of the whole thing. And of course, that's before they had built that other monument. You know, the big World War II monuments over here to the left. And all this
Oh,
different
okay.
stuff. Is that ducks out there? It is, isn't it?
God, I don't know.
Ducks
Or a
little
boat.
species. It
Oh,
looks like a little-
look, it is. Is
Somebody
it
had a
somebody's little
one of
thing?
those remote control power ship. It looked like a ship, not
Hey,
a
that's
thing.
pretty good. I didn't know they made those things back then. And I didn't know they allowed people to, now they
It's a
wouldn't because they
capital.
think there was a bomb in it.
Yeah, and there probably would be. That's
there
a
would
really
be.
sad thing. Susan's 9th birthday. It said Susan's 9th.
Yeah. Oh, my cousins. Oh, my
Everybody
God.
coming in their beautiful coats. So was there like a porch and then you came into the house, or was that a room to look at that dress on her? Oh my gosh, I had something.
My
so
grandma
similar.
made them all. All of our clothes my
I
grandma
I
made.
just wrote John's mother saying that I smiled.
There's me.
And that she, there you go. She, oh, look how dressed you are. She loves to sew, so we could be a team and make clothes for this baby.
Oh. Oh, that's going to be nice. God, we're wearing the same dress.
But
She
hers
must have
is a
made
different
both of
color.
them.
But
I
yours
don't
is just
know.
in blue and hers is in. My mother did that for my sister and I.
We
Yeah,
laughed
matching
so hard when
dresses.
we saw these, at how she was acting
is
all
it?
like, because normally you just ripped into that stuff and she was all acting.
So
Do you remember these
gently.
little, like, Japanese, I don't know what they're made out of, but they were real popular at the time, like China,
Yeah,
little
yeah.
dolls, Japanese dolls,
Look at her pretty little blouse that crosses.
and their
Look how nice the little girls
hairdos.
They're the
God, that
butt
poor
teeth.
girl.
Bullied. Oh, I'm sure she got
Oh,
bullied for
that poor kid. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, that's right in the middle, but if
That's
I touch
okay.
it, it might stop.
No,
me.
don't worry
Look
about
at that lamp. I love that lamp.
Isn't that funny?
So
And that's our piano. Well, that was our piano. It's our
look at the
dining
pretty
room.
cake. Yeah, look at it. I mean, somebody put some work into that with all that great paper.
Yeah, my mom
With the little
probably.
party
She
hats.
liked to do
She
that.
liked to do those kind
Yeah.
of parties. Isn't that cute? Look how nicely.
Everybody's
Well, these kids
well
have never been in a school
behaved.
cafeteria. Throwing food and all that.
Or they have,
Boy,
but they
this
were
chair
taught
feels
how to
good.
behave. Yeah, isn't that a great little chair?
Mhm.
It's good for lower back.
You know, Ann Bull is doing something you ought to get into. She's helping Daisy Harmon with the Chronicle and little articles she's working on. And she puts, in fact, you don't get the Chronicle, do you?
Mm-mm.
No, we don't either. But we were in there because we had been at the concert. You've got to come to these concerts. The 23rd is the Root Watchers. But the Tokyo Joe does a lot of Elton John stuff.
Where are
He's
they?
good. Do you know that amphitheater was built right behind Aladia's?
Mhm.
They're there. They're free. And you just bring your chairs and sit and watch. Now, there's
Well,
gonna-
wait, what's Tokyo Joe? Good.
Tokyo Joe's just a local guy who's well known for
Oh,
performing, and he does
okay.
a lot of Elton John type stuff. In fact, he's going to
Come
do
here,
a paid show in August,
Come
which
here.
I think will be awfully hot to do with costumes on.
Yeah, really?
But he just was in regular clothes for this, but he comes up in the audience, and there's that grassy area down below, and people are out dancing, and it's just so much fun. You see everybody in the world.
Everybody I know goes. I know Gary goes with.
With-
Oh, my
I've never
cousin
seen him,
Teresa Ann.
Jennifer. I've never seen them, thank goodness. But I saw a lot of people last night. It was fun. And last night was just the most, well, you probably were outside, so it was the best night in the world to be out. No
Yeah, lately
humidity.
these evenings have been so nice.
Yeah.
I hope
Okay, now this is
Goodness.
May, what? Procession?
May procession.
Okay.
Okay,
Did
so
they
this
have
would
like a
be
big
St.
May
Patrick's
Day?
School.
Did they have like a May Day?
At
or
my
something
Catholic
else?
school, somebody, they're going to love this. They would do it on our St. Pat's. They would do it in the statue of the Virgin Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's my mom's garden. Oh, and her rose trellis.
So that's
She
what you like.
loved her
That's
rose
why
trellis.
you like all that stuff so
Yeah.
much. Isn't that pretty?
Look at that. Oh, I forgot this was on there. She had the
I love
most
seeing that again.
beautiful roses. Yeah. Wow. And then somebody had a wreath of flowers that they would crown the Blessed Virgin Mary with, and that was usually whoever the smartest or the prettiest girl in the class was.
You
Now,
think
what
your
kind
dad
of
was
car is
making
that?
that picture? That's a station wagon.
Yeah, there goes my dad.
But who's making the movie then? And why's
I
your
don't
mother
know.
driving and not your dad?
Who is that? Is that Miss Corcoran? Oh my God, I think that's our kindergarten teacher. And there's one of our nuns.
Mhm.
Oh, the kids are going to love seeing this. See, she's probably the queen
Queen.
who's getting the. Now, that statue is still there
Mhm.
because
That's
we've
what
got a
you were
picture
saying.
of us taken in front of it. But all the beautiful
Now what,
stuff
she got
around
crowned
it.
it, or what?
She
did
got
do?
crowned with flowers.
Okay.
And then the priest does a blessing. I don't know who that guy was. And it is a big
Looked like
damn
Elvis
deal.
to me. I hate
He
to say
did
it,
look like Elvis. He did. There's me. So
Yeah.
that's my class. Oh, good. Some of the kids will see themselves. And there's the boys. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh, cool. Wait till they see this. They're going to love it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna want you to play it over and over
Oh,
again.
this is great.
And what the thing is you can
There's
put it,
Bonnie Ross.
you
Oh
can
my
put
God.
it like in Dropbox or something, and then just share the link to it, and they can go watch it all they want.
They're going to love this. They are going to freaking out over this.
So not many people have these kind of movies. They really don't. They
Oh, my
nobody in the
God.
family kept them, or they got
Well,
ruined
and if they
somehow.
have them, I mean, it's a big deal to have to get all this stuff converted.
They don't know how to do it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't even begin to know where, or send it off to somebody who does it all in big things. you
Right,
know.
right.
Now, what's
Oh,
that?
there
It's
we
like they're
are.
praying.
It's me, Susan, and I don't know who the third person. We're laughing apparently. But all
Oh,
this,
you're looking at it crowned.
all
There's a-
this beautiful shrubbery is all gone. She's just sort of sitting there now, kind of forlorn. There's
that ought to be a
Susan.
project. Your class ought to raise
There's
money
me.
to plant, to get Burke to go up there and fix it.
Who's
He's
that?
such a hoot.
Who is that girl? This is funny how we were acting stupid because we knew we were on camera. There's
It's
Miss
beautiful
Corcoran.
dress.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now, this
Okay, that must be.
like prayers or something almost.
I'm
A
dressed
nun.
as a nun.
Oh, you're dressed as a nun.
Jesus, how embarrassing. Oh my God.
Is this at home?
I don't know. Our kindergarten teacher dressed us all up as nuns.
I remember these are the most dangerous things in the world. We used to play on them all the
Remember,
time.
you'd
You
get
lose
off
front
of it,
teeth.
the other person would go bang.
And I've got pictures on those wooden swings like that knock people's teeth out and give concussions.
The
Right, that's
crap
like
we
a whole
did that we
movie
didn't
like
worry
that.
about everything. Now you wouldn't.
Oh, and the slides up there, you can fall
Oh,
off of.
that's nice. We
Metal
used to
slide
sit on.
hot
Oh,
and
look at
burn
the.
burn your butt. I mean, you see, here comes the dance thing like I just had a 57.
Oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
Susan my sister was always the hot number in all these. She always got the leads. Now, Rhonda Dubé, that obnoxious girl that I said was,
That's
I think she-
300 pounds now.
yeah, I think she's in here somewhere because she made some snotty comment in front of everybody on our page about how my sister got private dance lessons, but she didn't. She didn't get private dance
She just
lessons.
was that good.
But she was very good. Although you can't tell from that, her panties are showing. This is so funny. And we all started at like second. I think I was 2 when I started.
Aren't y'all talented?
So that should tell you how pitiful these things. Look at that girl. My sister's underwear are shown.
She butt right at that other kid.
These are a stitch. I'm
Well,
sorry.
you're so graceful with your
I'm
jumping.
sorry
Everybody
about-
is. You'll
Paying
wet your
any
pants
attention
over
with
these.
their hands.
Well, and they're so graceful. Oh, look at that.
Oh, God. Just think of all the people in the audience that were taking these. Oh,
Is
now,
that
who's
Susan
that?
again? No,
Let me think, is it? No, that's some other girl. Now, some of them were on toe shoes.
yeah.
Look at us hanging out back there, real stupid. One time,
Christmas. I love to see the
I'm
Christmas
sorry to
ones.
put you through this.
Oh, I'm
I hope
thoroughly
it-
enjoying this. See, I love stuff like that. And I just, the similarities between stuff we have. It's just
I know,
amazing.
isn't that
We
interesting?
didn't know each other. We were living different places, but similar
Doing
lives.
the same crap.
And the dresses.
The
That's what.
dresses.
This is how the people, when they're doing movies, they go back and look at movies like this and know exactly the kind of costumes.
Yeah.
Because they can see what people wore back then.
That guy just died. He's my cousin. That's my Uncle Tony. That's my cousin Elaine that I hang
Now
out
he
with.
looks like.
That's her father.
Yeah.
He played instruments and yeah, I always thought he was the funniest guy. I loved it.
Look at y'all just cracking up laughing.
He was funny. Oh, Elaine would love to see that. My cousin would love to see that.
Well, we can make that little thing and send it to her.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to send the
But now, so Elaine's daddy just died? You were saying that was her father? or
That was
not?
her father, but he died a long time ago.
Okay.
You know how all our parents died
So it
some
had been
years ago.
recently,
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that all that Italian food for Christmas. Tables were just
Gosh.
packed with stuff.
Well, that's the thing to do. Cook. Y'all going to knock it all off the table.
Oh,
Feeny, you okay over there?
he's just so
cute.
happy. He's looking for your little
I know.
tag along. He doesn't understand why he's not
I
here.
know. He got groomed yesterday. He looks so good.
Did he?
Both of them did. Georgia needed it because she was getting kind of matty anyway, but she needed her fur to be more like just the fur that's come back.
Is she? That's my Aunt Sue, and she's from Tennessee. And my Italian uncle, Charlie,
Mhm.
married her. And that was my grandpa. And my grandpa.
Oh.
And there's Uncle Frank. And there's my grandma. Look at that was another
Oh, that's
Italian
good.
feast.
Now, did your mother cook some of this, or everybody?
My
brought
mom, my
stuff?
grandma, everybody would come with, but my grandma did a lot of it.
Our minister was showing a thing where his daughter opens up and it's a trampoline, and they're so excited. And her brother, who's a little bit older, is saying, you can share that, right?" Well, then he opens up his Atari thing game and all, and he's very kind of quiet, except for he went wild over this Atari game. And he said, "Did you notice he never said you can share this? I'll share this with you." But he wanted the trampoline too. Said, "That's how kids are.
Yes.
You didn't ask. I'm not going to offer to share."
Exactly.
Look at that. Now, did Santa Claus leave unwrapped presents out for y'all, or was everything wrapped for
That's a good
Christmas?
question.
We had unwrapped things out from Santa
I
Claus.
think
and
we
then-
did too.
But then we also had gifts from our parents.
I think that's exactly how we
But
did
I
it.
never understood
Oh,
why
my mom's got
Santa
a fur
wrapped
coat.
for some people and not others.
Jenny, what are you
Hey,
doing?
not the carpet, baby. It's just been cleaned. You're just trying to get that sudsy stuff.
Did you have a
out, right?
hat like that? No, you can't tell it now.
Yeah, I had little hats.
The
that
little
fit
hat
over
that
that
came
way.
around like that. Looks like my mom got a fur coat.
It does. and It's
Damn.
gorgeous.
They had a huge fight over that.
That coat.
Huge fight. My dad thought my mother was being, what's the word? That she was money hungry, which she was not. That she had to have a fur coat.
Look how cute.
Oh,
you
look
look
at
there.
how
That
they
looked
did
more
this.
like
This was
you
all
in that
staged.
thing.
God,
Yeah.
my dad's got serious 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, God. That's terrible. I actually look more like my dad than my mom,
Yeah.
if you were to see a close up of him.
He was handsome.
But I got my mom's, he was very handsome.
Well, your
Oh,
mom's a
that's my
pretty
youngest
lady.
sister.
Now, which one?
This is Rosemary.
Now, which one?
This is the one who's disappeared off the face of the earth
Okay.
that nobody's
And
heard
Susan's
from.
the one whose child got married down at the beach, right?
Right.
And have you sort of lost touch with that niece now too? or no?
Actually, she and I are pretty close.
Good. I
Yeah,
knew
she
you
came
had been for a
here
while,
after the wedding, and we had a
Yeah.
great time. She's got 2 kids. Her husband
Wow.
Barrett is a musician, and he got asked to play in that traveling bluegrass band with Steve Martin.
Oh, man.
So he travels around the country with Steve Martin and
Crazy.
plays in his band. And
Mm.
my sister's loving it because when they go, she gets to go up and stay with Nicole's 2
That's good.
kids.
Look at this. That's little Rosemary.
She had the darkest hair.
How old is Rosemary?
She is 60. She's 61 now. You can't even find her if you go into Google.
Mm-hmm.
We actually, Susan and I kind of did a little digging a couple years ago, and it looked like her house was getting foreclosed.
That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, but we haven't seen anything since. Surprised he took all those videos. That's interesting. interesting.
You remember her being born, I bet, don't you? I do
Yeah,
with my little brother.
yeah. I remember walking
So how
in.
old were you?
7.
7. Yeah, I was 6.
I remember walking into the room because we had stayed at my grandmom's and it had been a really big snowstorm. They couldn't let her come back over the bridge to New Jersey. She was in Philadelphia. And when she finally came, my grandmom brought us around the corner. And I walked in the door and I was eye level with my mom breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so creepy to me because I thought, ooh, what is she doing? I didn't know what that was. I saw this little dark-headed kid. Oh, this must be Rosemary's christening.
Yeah, it's a christening.
Oh, okay.
And was it done at a home or at a church back
I
then?
don't know. It should have been a church.
Oh, good. I thought it was going to be breastfeeding. That's how it
Oh,
looked
thank
like
God.
baby was. People will film anything.
You know, it's funny. We joke about this. I don't know if they did in your family, but Rosemary was, at least where my dad was concerned, she was like the Christ child. I mean, they didn't come to better that. So there's tons of video about Rosemary. And, oh, I remember that kid. It was some cousin, and he liked to
at those
talk on
ears.
the phone.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't like him when he used to come over because he would wreak havoc and he got attached to our telephone and he wouldn't stop talking on it. And I was like, get this kid
Get off
out
the
of here.
phone.
I don't even know who he is, but those ears. He was such an obnoxious little kid.
Dr. Spock.
And there we are.
Dr.
Who's that
Spock.
little kid?
Is that Rosemary later?
No, well, one of them's Rosemary, and I don't know who that little one
Look at
was.
the lacy curtains.
Yeah, everybody
There's a
homemade
piano.
stuff.
Daddy, did you play piano?
We all do.
Do you play well?
I did before I quit playing. I had a piano actually before we moved here, but we sold it because I just wasn't using
I'm
it.
not good. I play piano like I type, but you have to have a lot of correction.
I don't have the way some people, you could say, go sit down at the piano and play this. I can't
You've
do
got to
that.
have the music.
I have to have music in front of me. And now God knows if I, he's on the phone again, that little
Mhm.
kid. Now the dark guys,
So here we go.
oh
again.
God, I'm so sorry.
I love it.
This is going to be a nightmare.
I told Burke, I said, well, I'm going over to Marianne, so the trouble's beginning right now. Watch out.
Did he
Not
mention
telling.
getting our picture the other night? Did he say?
No, I don't know.
Because
if
he
said
never
that or not.
responded to it. Oh God, why do we have
He
to see this
responds to
again?
what he wants to, you know.
Yeah.
Burke.
So what's he doing over there now?
He's planting my lantana that I'm so happy about. He's working in our garden on some stuff that he's planting. In fact, he was saying, all right, you know, now what is it? Petunias that are going bad? I said, no, I'm saying the pansies are
The
going bad now. He
pansies.
said, can I take these pansies out of this pot? Because that's where I want to plant so-and-so. Yeah. I said, they're dying anyway. Take them.
Yeah.
You know, just use a pot we already have. But he bought a flamingo flag. Now, when we have this party for Donna Taylor, it's a flamingo theme. First, he found this beautiful flamingo doormat. Now he's found a flamingo flag. And Ann Bull has a big flamingo that's metal with things. And he had one he put on an island. No, it's just amazing.
Does
Stuff
he?
is fun.
Did he see your verbatim? Your
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah. And
Baldwin?
I moved it from where I first had. He liked where I moved it to. And he's just working on stuff. But I tell you, if I hadn't pulled this up, he would have. He doesn't like something, he just rips it out.
I
He's
know.
just part of the family now. He did take that big, we had the big plant that's like a beach plant. You know, like where we stayed at the beach with those two big, well, it wasn't that big. It's maybe a fourth of that size. But he dug those up and took them over to Lindsay's yard because Lindsay
Oh,
raised them that
good.
would grow. And that needs no water.
Oh,
We put them
good.
in her yard. We've actually had to have him cut the yard for a little bit because Trey that was cutting, they had the baby and hadn't had time. And Trey said, I don't think I'll have time for you anymore. Now he comes back and says he does. We said, well, we got Burke doing it some now, so we're just going to stick with Burke.
Does
But,
he
you know,
come in
Burke
though
took
and talk
forever
your
to
ear
get
off?
there. Oh, that's what
That's
Lindsay
why
said.
I can't.
Lindsay said, Mom, he just
Yeah.
talks and talks and talks. I said, I know.
Yes.
I know. I mean, it's like he's just spending the day with us.
Yeah,
So,
and the problem for me is I don't have Steve here, so it's
Mhm.
just me.
mm,
And after about 3 straight hours of it, I can't take it because he's doing all the talking,
yeah.
and you have to be a hard listener, and and I think he's funny as hell, and I love him, but I
Mhm.
just don't have 3 hours to sit and do that. I'm usually
Mhm.
always busy,
Has
always.
he ever told you the story about the truck that he has? It's a white truck, and the rednecks they bought it from, and all, that's what he was into today. And that went from somehow I asked about Eric to what Eric was doing that Eric didn't have
Show
any
you the
money
picture
right
of his
now.
dog.
I love that. I think he has. Yeah, I think he likes it.
Oh, there's me.
Yeah, those are beautiful. I like those outfits. I love how those little
Those
sleeves
are pretty.
do.
There's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
We got to wear lipstick on. I wonder who that little girl is.
Family
Oh
vacation.
my God.
How did it go on family vacations? Would your dad usually get mad about something? My dad would.
Would he?
So,
Would
yeah.
your
Well,
dad?
sometimes, yeah, he got mad at
Finny.
my Aunt Thelma, who I just loved one time. But she didn't mean to, but she spoke out in some kind of thing the kids were doing. And my daddy let her know real quick it wasn't her business.
Oh.
And it just killed me. I thought, how rude, how rude.
Well, my dad was, it didn't take much to tick him off even at home. So when he was under stress or if the traffic was bad, everything was son of a bitch, this, son of a, and then if he got into an argument with my mom, which he usually did, he'd be reaching over trying to hit her in the front seat and the car would be going like this and I would be throwing up in the back seat. So those were not fun things. Now this couple, we called them Aunt Edna and Uncle Kenny because they never had kids. And the guy was, I think he was in Italy with my dad during the war. So they were war buddies. And he was always, always very relaxed when he was around that couple. So whenever we went to see them, I think they lived in Ohio, it was always a good time because he was always relaxed.
Mm-hmm. It was a good.
They were nice.
Look at those steaks. Oh my gosh, look at the size of those steaks. Did you see it? Huge steak being grilled.
God, remember those days? You didn't think twice about that.
Well, just that what it would cost today, but you're right, health wise, and I don't the way they grow cows now. How bad it would be for them.
Yeah.
All the growth supplements. Look at that.
My
What's that
mother
those plastic
absolutely,
plants?
till the day she died, she loved babies.
That's really,
Loved, yeah, she did too.
like me talking about, I was taking robocalls just so I could say, hey, do you know how many
You ought to do
grandchildren-
that. That's wonderful.
No,
I'm
I
so
was just
sick of
laughing
getting
about it.
them.
Oh, they're driving me nuts. I'm not doing that, but I'm just joking. I've told Cheryl.
Oh, I would
Ashley
do it. I think Jerry Seinfeld said one time, I wonder if you could give me your phone number, I'll call you right back. And the person said, no, sir, I can't give you my number. He said, well, good, now you know how I feel. And he hung up on me.
Yeah.
I just keep hitting
I
the
hate it.
reject, put on auto reject, but it doesn't matter because they
No,
just find
just
another
call
number.
I
Yeah.
block them, but they.
Yeah, you get it from
So
another.
yours is the same idea, yeah.
Boy, is he.
Now,
acting
where are y'all
up.
here? Does this ring a bell? Look at that silos on the.
Always meant to, we could be coming back from Ohio. Because we used to
Now,
go
that's like
through
makes me think of
Pennsylvania
Asheville
tunnels.
with those Pennsylvania has the
Yeah,
tunnels too.
because that's the Poconos are part of the
Oh, yeah.
Appalachian, and
Yeah,
so
they
we would
have the
go through
tunnels.
those all the time. It's so funny. She's as skinny as a rail,
Now, who is that? Is
and
that?
she was a chubby little baby,
Now, is
Rosemary.
That's Rosemary. Yeah.
She had the prettiest
She's
eyes.
pretty.
Yeah,
She was
she was very pretty. She was of the three of us. She was the one who looked most Italian. She had dark hair, dark eyes, and dark skin. She could get in the sun.
Oh, she's not
And she
happy.
would just tan. Nice.
Not
Let's get a
happy.
close up of that. I think I was trying to read to her. Look at her face. She's like, what is she saying?
What did you say?
What is
What am I supposed
Marianne
to do?
saying?
She has such small eyes. Look at those eyes.
And I'm like,
You notice the cameras on her.
Of course.
There's 3 children with the
Of
cameras on her.
course. Always. Always.
That didn't
always.
give you any kind of bad feelings.
Yeah. I was not particular. I tried because I liked little kids a lot. I used to teach school to all the neighborhood kids. But I think there was something I know I was jealous of her.
I like my thumb.
I was very jealous of Rosemary because she got a
Well,
lot
she
of
took the baby
attention.
attention away from you,
Yeah.
too.
And I never
so
got
you were
that.
7, yeah.
That's the thing. I never got the baby attention, which is weird because you'd think I was 3 years younger than Susan, so I was young enough to really be, you know.
In
but
those
it never
sinks
really
with the
happened.
drains
Isn't
like
that
that. Remember
funny?
that?
What is that stuff behind there?
You're topless, girl. Soap. Soap.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that
what's
thing.
that
What is
little
that?
thing?
Oh, that must be a pull toy.
Is that Christmas? Oh, it's a duck. It's Donald Duck. I may have had one of those.
Yeah, I think, remember
It's
those pull
similar.
toys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I may have had a Donald
That
Duck.
wasn't
or my
battery
little brother
powered.
may have. Oh, no, they had batteries back then. Oh, remember those?
Remember
Force Makers?
those? God, what were they? They were just little things,
What were they called?
balls or something
Popcorn?
in there?
Popcorn things, what they called? Yeah, and it just, you moved it and it just click, click, click and just ran everybody crazy.
Like the drove parents crazy.
That's always my sister and brother would say, just get toys that are quiet, please. I remember big collared robes like that.
Yeah, yeah. And wearing robes. I mean, I don't even wear robes
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, you had to hide as much as you could.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid if somebody knew you had boobies. You know?
Yeah.
Those are bad.
Those are bad. You weren't supposed to do that. This is taking too long for you, Brenda.
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'm enjoying it.
Okay. So my whole life in a nutshell.
What's going on, Phoebe? You're so excited to see Miss Brenda. You got the fleas?
Didn't you know Michael Hornacek?
Yeah.
Did you know about him being on Jeopardy the other night?
No!
He won.
You're kidding!
And my sister wrote and said,
Shoot!
this administrator from Lexington, you know, is on
What
Wheel of
night
Fortune. He
was
looks so nice. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I can go back to my
Oh,
things.
crap.
And
gonna
so
go look for it
my
online.
son said, "Did you know him?" I said, "Yeah." And then I sent the link to the things of all the stuff he did wrong. I said, "I wasn't too impressed. Read this." And she went, "Oh my gosh!" And you know, because it talks about how he falsified this.
Yeah.
And, you know, but he's been reinstated. He got his.
So he's still an
He's
administrator?
administrator somewhere. And so last night at this concert, here's Anna and I, not knowing who's around us, we're trying to look up Michael Hornacek on our phones and find out if we can find
Did
out
you
anything
find
on
out?
him. We couldn't. But my sister was saying, you just never know, do you? She said, because he just seems so personal. His wife
By the
has
way-
died. His wife has died.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold
Yeah.
on. This is my dad after shock treatments.
Oh, no.
And this
They
is
did do
the
shock
nurses
treatments?
that were around him.
Did they do that because of his outburst and all?
Yeah.
Was that after
That was
they had
creepy.
divorced?
No.
During the time.
No.
Do you
And-
think it made him worse or better?
It made him a zombie
goodness.
to begin with, but the doctor suggested they take a vacation and they went to Florida. And the videos and pictures to me of this look like he's still a zombie. I know
Yeah.
my mother was thinking, oh my God, how much longer?
Well, had he hurt?
See, he got
yeah.
heavy a little bit.
Yeah. Had he hurt your mom and that's why they did it, or he outburst at work, or do you remember why they decided they
Well,
had to
he
do
had been hurting her, but
Mhm.
he came home one day from work, surprised her at around noon,
it? Mhm.
and he tried to rape her.
Mhm.
And it was trying to rape her from the back.
Oh, gee.
And she called his psychiatrist, and she called a priest, and the psychiatrist immediately said, "We've got to get him in some kind of treatment. This is not good." And he wouldn't take his lithium. He was supposed to take lithium and all this. I shouldn't share all that, but
Oh, yeah, well.
that was what kind of did it for my mom.
Yeah.
But then this was supposed to fix it, and
Mhm.
he was very docile.
Mhm.
Doesn't even to me doesn't look like my dad, or he's not acting like him. And he
Well,
was
look
like
at
that.
the weight he's put on for those early
Yeah.
pictures.
And you can see my mom's real skinny
Yeah.
because she was nervous wreck. I mean
Should
that's
have to be.
and she was not she didn't learn to swim until about the year before she died. So I'm surprised she's in that pool
Well,
floating
like
around
that. I
like
could tell
that.
that didn't look like swimming like she
Yeah.
had lessons.
She was scared of water.
Yeah.
But go ahead. So his wife, so Mike Hornacek's wife died.
Mm-hmm. That's what my sister said, unless she misunderstood it on the show. You probably could find that
You
show
said it on the
now.
show.
And there's 3 children involved. Well, yeah, you know, they'll tell about people and all that.
Holy
Yeah.
crap! That shocks
And I
me.
said, I told my sister I didn't know anything about a wife dying. I said, but wasn't he the one if there was a blessing to be given and all that
Oh,
stuff? He was
God,
oh, there's the
forever.
alligator places you could go and see all the alligators.
Oh.
It's alligator parks. And
Oh
they,
my
you look
God.
at what he's doing, but what they've got him so either drugged or it's so
Yeah.
cold they can do
Isn't
that
that
kind of
awful,
stuff. at them.
really, when you think about it?
Mhm.
That's pretty bad. And then they roll them over and rub their belly and they fall asleep or something.
Mhm.
It's so
Now
sad.
that gator is not hungry, and that gator is
Yeah.
not warmed up, or he would not do that.
Look at that.
Play dead, gator.
Jesus. Isn't that funny? The things that are no longer acceptable
Yeah.
that we just took for granted when we were kids.
Yeah. My dad always said, "I can't believe we paid to go on those alligator farms."
I know. Ew. And a snake pit. Oh, God. I don't think
But
so.
again, you didn't see all that, so that was such a strange thing. Is that an otter? Aren't those otters?
Mhm. The water looks dirty, too. Finny, what are you doing? Finny. He's up to something.
What are you doing? Do you want to go outside?
He's going to go out and wreak havoc with the dogs next door.
Okay, go wreak havoc.
They will. This is like going above and beyond the Call of Duty. You sure you didn't have something else you had to do?
No, I thought honestly did not think I was going to be able to make this work this fast. Because when the first time I learned how to do it, it just seemed to take forever. But it just was way up high in the closet, and I just hadn't.
Was it
gotten
all in a
back to
box? This thing?
Yes,
too?
I had one of those crate things, and I had a bunch of movies, and this was sitting on top of it. And this was, of course, this thing was in there too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Dazzle.
a dazzle.
I may have to get. Well, I don't have anything else to change over now. This is the only thing I wanted to do.
See, but I can see why you don't want to show all this. You just want to show that other part too.
Yeah, but I'd like to have this for me because
But you're
then I
just
can
going to
save.
take this and cut out the parts you want.
Right, and I can save parts of. God, she looks really skinny there. Yeah, she's not happy. That's when she used to be so
How long
upset
was
she
that
wouldn't eat.
before?
Well, if this is 59, they didn't split up until 60. I think 65, the year I graduated from St. Pat's. So we went back to living that way again, and before long it wore off, and he was at it again. Some of it was his paranoia before he did this awful thing. He would hide in the basement, and he would put tape recorders up into the ceiling in the basement, thinking he could overhear her when she played bridge talking about something. He believed she was having an affair with the paper boy. I mean, his paranoia got crazy. But I don't remember that being quite as bad after. Okay, so now we got to see Rosemary's first step. See, we got to go through all this shit. I actually remember that. God, how the heck did she walk with that big dress? Yeah. You know, the funny thing is that all of this kind of dovetails with me being kindergarten and first grade at St. Pat's when nobody knew any of this was going on, and we weren't allowed to tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Right here at Mother's Day, is it kind of neat to see your mom again in these movies?
I love seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
I had a tape from her that she sent when I lived in the Azores.
Oh, your
and
mom played well too, didn't she?
Yeah, I think my mom played. My
Yes, your
dad
mom
played
said that.
really well. My dad played. He played the mandolin. He played the flute. He played.
He's a talented musician.
Yeah, he really was. He was very talented. But he played the mandolin the best. That's my Aunt Sue. I loved her. I thought she was so pretty. From Texas.
Do you know
I
Paul
mean, from
McCartney's coming to
Tennessee.
Greenville real soon?
No.
Because I know somebody who's going. And because it's like when the Lake Murray teachers are getting together, and she said, "Can't do it. I'm going to be in Atlanta for Paul McCartney." I thought I've done that before. Oh no, Greenville for Paul McCartney. I thought I've been to Atlanta to see him before. Andy was here one time.
I loved my mom. If I could be hanging near her.
Now, is that you sitting in your dad's lap right there? or
That's
is
Uncle
that-
Charlie, and that's
Oh.
their little daughter, my
Okay,
cousin
there we go.
Tracy.
Okay, I think that was your brother.
Oh, I know what this is. Susan's wearing a red beanie. That was her confirmation. So they were having a big deal for that. Isn't that funny?
Look at that
I
pretty
have that-
china. Where's that china? Who's got it?
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
I love this stuff.
Do you have the whole set then?
No, Susan pretty much took all the stuff, but she let me have this and a few
That's
of the
magnolias
plates.
on there.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
This was so popular back then. Cavalier? Oh, Cavalier, Edge. What's it called? Edgefield? Edgewood? Edge something.
Do you know there's a teapot museum in Ellery?
No.
There's like hundreds of teapots there.
Oh, wow.
And you can get tea too. So we ought to go to Ellery.
Wow.
Day trip.
How far is Ellery from here?
Oh, hour at the most. Just out in the middle of nowhere. And it's like east, is it, I don't know, I'll probably tell you wrong. It's definitely going east, not west.
East Ellery. I think I've seen
Just
pictures of
Ellery,
it before,
yeah.
but I don't remember.
But it's called the Teacup Museum. We went online, we could see it. But you don't have to get so formal for the tea like you do like at that place in Ridgefield or wherever where you got to have the hats and all the stuff.
Oh, brother. The first one we went to, oh no, I remember this kid. He was the oldest boy. He's God bless him. He probably is gay now, but he
He's
was a
cute.
big guy, and because he was the oldest, my sister was the oldest, so she had to dance with him all the time, and she couldn't stand him.
That was through the school you took all these dance lessons, or these private dance studio?
There was a dance studio in Woodbury that pretty much all of us went
yeah,
to.
too, yeah.
So I went from age 2 to 12. I can't believe I was still going at 12. And then my mom put me for a year with this Russian ballet instructor.
Wow.
And I think that's where I kind of hurt my leg. She had us, that's still a problem. She had us sitting on the floor like this, and we had to bend all the way down and touch our toes, and I still can't do that. And she came along and put her hand on my back.
Grandpops.
Whoa, now my grandpop had a major stroke, so this might be after his stroke. Here's my entry. That's my mom's sister. Aunt
She's
Teresa.
pretty too.
Very pretty.
Is that you?
Rosemary?
That's Rosemary.
Oh, there's
That's
my
Rosemary.
cousin Stephen. He's the only boy in the whole family.
That
He and I
poor
are a week
fella.
apart, and we were real tight.
Yeah.
Well, I was fast.
Didn't show him. He must have had a stroke, and that's why he wasn't showing.
Wow. Oh,
Now, wait a minute.
Christmas.
Are these out of order because we're back to 59?
What's
Or
going on?
what's he barking at, you think?
He wants to come
Maybe he
in.
wants to be back
He's
in.
upset because we're in here and he's out there.
Yeah.
What are you working at? What are you working at, Gumby? Can I give you something?
He won't. Steve has spoiled him, gives him a treat if he'll come in. So now he won't come in unless you give the treat.
I hear you. Were you barking at Luna and K2? Is that who you were barking?
I didn't hear any bark until then.
Yeah.
Maybe he did.
Thank God. They must be out.
Come on, little bunny. Yay. Did you get dirty? Wait,
Oh my goodness. Does he look older to you? Does he? You see the white around his eyes a little bit?
I didn't notice it.
Okay.
He seemed pretty active to me, so not too much white. His old captain, man, as he got white around his eyes.
Really?
He's handsome. Anybody sees him, it's a pretty dog.
He is a beautiful dog. He's so tall for
Yeah.
Listen, the plumber that came over today,
Mhm.
he had a Doberman in his truck, and he showed me pictures. He owns 7 German Shepherds, and one of them is all white. Wow. And
That's your dad?
yeah. You see him reading to Rosemary? Or no, maybe he's not. Maybe he's looking at a book he got for Christmas.
Now, what's that? Is that isn't that one of those old bibs on her?
It looks like it.
That's a bib or apron kind of bib.
God. Oh, jeez, Louise.
Now, who put all this? Did you do all this when you put labeled what these were? or who
No,
did
this
that?
was one of my dad's girlfriends.
Did this? Okay.
She was in the business of doing this back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Remember when this was real big, taking old 8mm? And
Mhm.
so she did it, and she put old-fashioned 1940s, like Benny Goodman music to it, and then she put all those headings. So this could be Maine. I'm not sure. We went to Maine. We went to Bar Harbor Park.
Bahaba. I've been to Bahaba.
And that was the thrill of my life, was riding a horse. I wanted a horse so bad.
I did too.
You did too?
National Velvet. Is what I did. I
Yeah,
read
and
that book. Saw that
Fiore,
movie.
My Friend Flicka, all those
Yeah.
TV shows.
What's wrong with kids today? They don't watch movies like that.
I know. I can't even picture somebody saying, a girl saying she wanted a horse now.
Well, you know, like that girl that I subbed for, her little girl is totally into riding
Oh, well, that's
and
good.
horses, yeah, because, you know,
Where
there's
does
still
she
that
get
big
to
place.
them?
Well, probably, I don't know if she goes to Hendricks Farm or where,
Um,
Camden, anything up Camden you can ride and ride, so that way. There's
I
different
honestly
places.
don't know where this is. I have no clue. But if I'm sitting on a horse, then I'm in seventh heaven. That must be me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell that too.
Oh,
Now you're
I
swimming,
can't possibly be me.
not
If they're
jumping in the
swimming,
water
it must
there.
be Susan. Oh, God, leave that bathing cap. God, I can't believe we wore them. I think they made you wear
They
them in
made
pools,
you because
right?
your hair would get in the filter
Yeah.
or something. Maybe they thought we were more lice and getting away. Yeah, a lot of places would say you couldn't go in with those swimming cap
Yeah,
on.
because you get stuck
And
in
they
them.
don't do that at all anymore, that's for sure.
Now,
My
see, there's
lifeguard today
Susan.
didn't
Look at her
wear
swim. She was a fish. And she went underwater, and
them. And you're sitting back going,
I'm sitting back there.
"Ah!"
Don't push me. Don't push me. That's
I
what was
used
my
to love to get underneath the diving board and let
And
that water
hang
run
on.
down on me. No, I let that water to run down on me.
Oh.
Particularly
Okay.
when the water in the pool would be hotter, that would be so cold coming out. So, Fanny, how are you doing?
Anytime
you
you're
heard me
ready
say
to
hi.
go,
No,
please stop
we'll
it.
just
I'm
keep
not
it
kidding.
going. Don't you want to get the whole thing done? We'll
I
have
thought I
it.
would like. Oh, see, this may be Maine. All
It's
those
looking that
rocks.
way. It's looking that way.
Yeah, that was my favorite. I
And there's-
think.
but
Oh,
there's
there's a
water
beach.
down
Well, that
there.
can't be right.
Well,
They're
right
all
there,
red
Cadillac
rock.
Mountain,
Where
there's
is
a
that?
beach.
Yeah.
It might be. It's too bad she didn't say where these places were.
Yeah. We did go to Bar Harbor Park. I remember that because I remember laughing when we heard the people say Bahabapak.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back with Steve to do a bicycle ride there.
Yeah,
about
y'all had the
7 years
Cadillac
ago.
Mountain.
Yeah, that's got to be. That's definitely. My sister's getting close to the age where she was starting to be very attractive to young men. Because if that's 1960, she's 12, 13, something like that, and she started growing boobs.
When did she start dating?
Early. Oh my
Did your
God.
parents be broke up?
Probably not till she was 16, but who knows what she did before that, because the guys really took to her. Wherever we went, especially even when I got old enough to supposedly attract a guy, two guys would come up to us and they'd both go to her because she was so pretty. And I was like, what am I, chopped liver over here?
Mhm.
Chopped liver?
Well, I like to be with my friend, this girl named Peggy, in college because all the football players would say hi to us. They're really only seeing her, but you just, if you were with her, there was going to be attention given.
Yeah.
Not me. Now again, not me, but I got to at least hang around and say, "Hey, I'm not so and so."
Oh, you were cute. As I saw pictures of you back then, you were a cutie pie. I wore the same haircut you did. My hair's a wreck today, but the that little thing that
Yeah.
everybody was so popular.
yeah.
Was so popular back then. God, that is pretty. God, is that my dad jumping around like? Yeah, it must be.
That's your dad?
Huh.
Now, it looks like he's slimmed down again. No, he's still pretty heavy. Not heavy.
Yeah, but for him,
But so in time, all that just wore off, and he went back to just being
Yeah.
the same old cell phone.
he's a
It's a
very,
shame.
very handsome old man. In fact,
Yeah.
he looked his best because his hair turned. Oh yeah, Acadia National Park.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool. Oh, wow. I have to show Steve.
I bet those same things are still there. So
I'll
you can
bet they
look at
are
and see.
too.
Well, remember when y'all went? You and Steve went. Do you remember seeing them?
No, I don't. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything because I think we rode our. Well, I know we rode our bikes to the top of Cadillac Mountain. By the time we got up there, I just wanted to sit on a rock and look at everything. I didn't want to look at any.
And Guard Tower. Out the magazine and Guard House. It's Williamsburg.
We did go to Williamsburg. Yes, we did.
Colonial Williamsburg.
And God knows I loved
I
that.
thought I recognized that Guard Tower.
And Captain Smith's.
And those nice fences like that, the
Oh
way they made them.
man, that was because see, there's Aunt Anna and Uncle Kenny again with
Mhm.
us. I
See,
love
our
that.
house, our first house, had a little bit of a Williamsburg look to it.
Oh man,
And it was inspired by our builder after making a trip to Williamsburg. Came back and started
Wow.
making all these houses that had those kind of windows and that kind of sideboard look and all to it.
cool.
In fact, Williamsburg West over there in Irmo was really inspired by it.
My favorite was Jamestown. That
Yeah,
was
that
my
was neat.
favorite. That was so cool, especially when we were growing up. We saw so many movies about cowboys and horses. And
Bruton Parish Church. They have a cross stitch of that church that a child did for me. They had to do some kind of project, like a craft that we used to do, so she did a cross stitch, and then ended up giving it to me.
when we did a bike ride out west, and there
That's
was another.
Rosemary, isn't it? That's
God,
like
she
your
looks
mom?
cute. Yeah,
That's you, isn't it?
yeah. Those were my
No.
ugly years.
No, it is not.
Oh my
at
God,
all.
it was so ugly. When I hit 11, 12, and 13, even 16, you saw me in my 8th grade picture with that flip and my bangs all the way down to my nose. When we went out west, and we were on a bicycle ride, one of the stops we made was a fort that had been there since like 1600, and it was
Mhm.
after a guy named John Clatsop,
Mhm.
who I'd never heard of before. So I started joking about, this is the guy, that created the toilet. That's Susan, I'm sure.
You know that's not you, or you never come
Yeah,
back
I'm
up.
somewhere back over here hiding. Don't make me go in the water. So I went on and on about this John Clatsop. He was the first one that I made this whole history up about it. The first one to come up with a porcelain toilet. Up until that, they only used wood. I remember the girl that was traveling with us and I were laughing so hard. At one point, Steve said, "You better stop it. There's people here that are going on a real tour and they're going to think you're serious." There's Aunt Edna. I'm going to show you what Aunt Edna made for me. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, now you're in Massachusetts.
Oh, we're in Massachusetts. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what we're doing there.
You're with the Kennedys on Cape Cod.
Oh. This poor thing has been through the mill. I've had this since I was 5. Aunt Edna made this for me when I was 5.
The little sock monkeys.
And it's stuffed with silk nylons. That's how old it is. Remember how nylons were all made out of silk? But he taught me how to kiss.
Well, see, Ashley had one of those, and she got it Monk.
Monk. What did I
Because it's a
call
little
him?
monkey, and it Monk.
My monkey.
And she stuck. We still got it with all her stuff, but we'd talk about where's Monk. Where's Monk. She couldn't say monkey, but she said Monk.
I love my monkey. He went everywhere with me. My first day of college, he stayed with me.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's like I haven't told this Elizabeth.
Oh, there's our Chevy Impala with the red
right.
stripe.
Mm-hmm. This Elizabeth that's Shelley's friend, but Shelley had a lingo of her own, and she had one of her best friends when she was little was named Elizabeth, and she just couldn't get that out. She called her Liz-a-lie.
Oh,
And
how
I wondered
funny.
if this new, they call her E, but I wonder if she's ever called E a Liz-a-lie.
It's my grandma.
Oh, neat. Look at that outfit. Oh, wow.
My grandma had a white picket fence.
Mm-hmm. She sure did. Now, where is this? Is this New Jersey, too?
It's right around the corner from our house.
Yeah.
She had
Now,
real
when all
fine
this
hair,
was
too.
going on with your dad hurting your mom, was Grandma alive, right?
Yeah. In
Tried to help
fact,
as much
she
as
would
she could.
tell stories about how I'd look out the window and I'd see Mary Ann running around the block with a paper bag because I'd run out the back of the house when they started fighting, and I'd fill the paper bag with all my pajamas and stuff, and she'd say, "First would come Mary Ann," and I'd open the door and she'd come running in the house, and right behind her would be Jackie the cat. So the cat would follow me around the block. And my mother always knew it was okay. That's Rosemary. Her hair turned almost strawberry blonde at one point.
So is that your mother was
And that's
Rosemary?
Susan next to
Oh,
her.
that's
So there's
Susan's
10
a
years
total-
between
yeah.
them.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, Susan's all grown up.
Yeah. Look at
So-
that hair.
So that's
now
Rosemary.
her hair is almost, well, it's probably gray now, but it was black and real frizzy. It's so weird how that changed.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
How
it
old
was-
do you think she was there? And that's just your graduation?
I'm sure it's not.
Rosemary's.
Mary Ann's not. It's Susan.
Susan.
There's my mom's roses again.
That trellis is beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Look at your mom's.
Isn't that something, those hats?
Flowers.
Now,
That's so pretty.
was
There's
that
the
our
Impala
Rambler?
again. Oh, is that a Rambler?
Oh no, is that the Impala?
That's still the red striped, because it's red interior. That's got to be the red striped.
Because we had a
Impala, isn't it?
yeah, it's the red stripe. It's a
That's a
Chevy
neat
Impala.
car.
That was fun.
I look like a Ford. We have one of the Fords like that.
Yeah, the Fords and the Chevrolets, and probably
Mhm.
even the Buicks. I know my dad was into Buicks later in life. Kind of had that same
Now,
look.
our graduation robes in high school, I'm pretty sure were navy, but maybe I'm thinking about our girls. But at college at Chapel Hill, they were that baby blue. That was so pretty. But you
There's our
rented them and
nuns.
gave them back. Mm-hmm.
And they walked. And there's Monsignor Fairbrother. This is
Mhm.
he was the head of my stepdad's.
She has to back up after he does all this.
Yeah.
And bow to him.
I wonder why he's taking these pictures of other people. These must have been some of her friends. That's the church I was baptized in,
Mm-hmm.
St. Patrick's Catholic Church. It was right around the corner from the school we went to.
Mm-hmm.
And this Monsignor Fairbrother was the head of the rectory where Bill was a priest.
That seems so dangerous to back up like that. I hate to
I
say
know,
it,
and
but
there's
it's like, what are
steps
you
there on
thinking?
top of it.
Yeah. Look at that pretty working behind there. That's so
It was a very pretty. It's still a very pretty church.
Do you know that one of
Fanny.
the things, and someone says, oh, I think it's so pretty, but it's to put solar panels on top of the Eiffel Tower on the roof as they build it. And they're real pretty green looking things, but it's to me very modern looking.
You want to come
And I
up,
just
Fanny?
can't imagine putting a
Come on.
modern green roof on Notre Dame when they
Dang.
rebuild it. You'll have to go look online about how they could
So
save
you're not saying the
energy.
Eiffel Tower? You're saying.
I didn't mean Eiffel
Oh, you
Tower. I
meant
meant
the,
Notre
oh,
Dame.
okay, Notre Dame.
You had to put a a solar panel roof. When I first heard it, I just saw out in the Hunt country where they used to be about these solar panels that move. And I thought,
Oh
"Geez."
God. Oh
These
my
have had a
God.
green look to them.
Hmm.
This one person in class was like, well, da da da. I said, oh, well, I'm not going to go any further with this. The energy.
I think that once we get to, is that the school?
Yeah, it's showing that building.
Oh,
again.
sure enough.
Oh, look at that station wagon.
Wow.
So that's the new building that's right next to it.
Yeah, and that's still there. They're still using that.
Mhm.
But this area apparently is a new chapel.
But this is the part that
That's
burned,
the
and
part
the new
that
part
burned
didn't
down.
burn.
Yeah.
How did they? Because it looks like it's connected. How did they keep it not?
We actually
Burn
would
into the new
go.
one. I mean, but why didn't the new part burn too? Do you know?
My guess is because the old
Firewalls.
was everything was made of wood back then. Remember?
Yeah, and there's
But
firewalls
these
crawling
are all,
between them too.
yeah, these are all Franklin's wedding. Now, why would they have my second cousin? No, it is my cousin. My cousin's wedding. This guy was the handsomest fella,
Look at her.
and she was beautiful. They look
Yeah,
like
look at that dress.
Kennedy. Isn't that
It looks like
something?
the Kennedys. That's
Yep.
exactly what I
Yep.
thought.
He was. I had the biggest crush on him. He was so cute, and you know what? When he was only, I think 30 something, he got that
Look at that. They can't get, oh,
mesothelioma,
no.
and he died
Look at that. Did she get into the back with that
with
dress?
that dress. She was beautiful.
And don't you know how
hated-
hot it probably was?
Oh God! Yeah, I wonder what time of year that was.
Everybody's following them. Where are they going?
You want to come up? Give me about 63. What was happening in 63?
Is that you?
That is Rosemary.
Rose-
So she
Why
would
did
be
I ask?
5. Yeah. What are you thinking? 63. I would have been 12. So that would be 7th grade. So that was when Kennedy was shot.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Bang, bang, bang.
That did look like the Kennedys coming out of
Isn't
that
that
church.
something?
I hate to think. I bet you that dress didn't cost that much back then, but that was the most gorgeous dress.
Yeah.
All that Kremlin underneath it.
Oh
and all
man. I saw her at my dad's funeral. Look, she's not very good at that. She needs to learn.
that. But look at this one. It's
Oh,
still
that one's
sitting there.
good.
I bet she didn't make it. Look how tall that pier is. It's a high pier. Those how good floats like that we used to use. I don't think you can see
God,
them
I
like
don't even
that
see
anymore.
those. I don't see them.
I think the funniest thing I've ever seen is a person have one of those boogie boards that's almost a foam type plastic type of thing. Anyway, it got put up against her grill when the grill was still hot. So it was-
Oh no! Oh
I couldn't
no!
get it off. I
Oh
couldn't get it
no! Oh,
I need to do the lick.
you're gonna kiss Miss Brenda. You're gonna
You'll
kiss Miss
kiss.
Brenda. Yeah. I'm giving you so many kisses. I'm giving you so many kisses. Yay!
I'll bring you know who over here sometime for you to see.
Oh, that would
I
be
just
wonderful.
felt bad, but I just thought I don't have time to go.
No,
get
this
him
isn't
and
the
do all
time to do that. There's no reason to do that. Just
Now
for
was
him.
that her swimsuit way pulled over the back? Just said I think it was way
Let's
up.
see, Susan's on. Yeah, Susan's on the right, and I don't know who that. That looks like a friend of Susan's.
The little yellow child in the yellow.
The
Or was that
little
Susan?
child in yellow is Rosemary.
Oh, okay,
the little
Rosemary.
one.
Okay, yeah, that was Rosemary's the one whose her swimsuit was up pretty far.
Oh God, remember doing that? Nobody
yeah.
does that anymore.
Well, you
Whoa,
don't
they
get those
just
nice floats like that either. That
No.
are made out of that nice material. There's probably something about it was too expensive to continue to do it.
Whoa! You couldn't have paid me to do that. Not in a million years.
Now, see, now I would have been on. But see, we were into all the swimming lessons and teaching swimming and all. So
We were too, and I hated
You
it.
still just
I
had a
hated
fear
it
of it,
when
yeah.
it came time to go out. Oh my God, look at them. Here she goes.
Yeah, see how that poor
little
little
Heidi
Heidi
sticking out.
showing? She could care less.
She's real good until the water starts. That's cute. That is cute.
Look at that. Like that's a rescue boat. They kept it just right down there, too. didn't
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Those old wooden rescue boats. Who's that little girl?
they? Just the same
Just
size.
the little
doesn't
kid
it?
that she just picked up.
Ocean City. That's where you know you
That
are.
was my favorite beach because it was not ever very crowded. And when the tide went out, it had oh, you know what we're doing here? We're harvesting clams.
Mhm.
If you dig real fast under the wet dirt, and my mom then made spaghetti and clams with them.
Mm.
We got buckets of them, but you'd have to go real fast like that, and it was just as the water was going out. See them? Oh God, I remember that. That was so much fun. I think my cousin Stephen.
Look at that.
Isn't that cool?
Talking about something, somehow you just fix something sometimes it's good. I had fried some eggplant. I love fried eggplant. And we had some left over. And I said, it was just Mac and I said, Mac, I'm just going to put some tomato sauce on it. And I've got a little bit of avocado cheese and all, and use those fried, eggplants. And make a thing. And then I had
like
mozzarella
lasagna,
on
but
it
made
and
with
all.
I have an eggplant lasagna.
Yeah, well, that's basically. Now, we had a kitchen cabinet that did just like that with those two things and little knickknacks on it. That is amazing. That's exactly what we had in our kitchen.
Really?
Yes, I could show you pictures of it. Unknown caller. Want to hear about my grandchild?
No, I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, okay, I'm
Is
looking
that
at
at
it
your house
now.
or somebody else's
Yeah, no,
house?
that's our kitchen.
That's exactly what was built into our kitchen. I mean, that's the house. Is it the house that we sold in Thomasville? Uh-oh. We just went to sleep.
And once again, we're all around Rosemary, making a big deal out of Rosemary.
Oh, bike.
Clapping for Rosemary. And
this
it
is
said
amazing.
birthdays, but it was hers. It wasn't mine or Susan's. It was hers. See, my
Look at
sister.
that table in the back. That's not this
There's
table.
our cat, Jackie. Oh,
Well, that wasn't this table, was it?
no,
Okay.
this is Steve's mom and dad's
Okay, I knew it
old
was a
table.
family table.
Yeah. Oh, this is my mom's birthday. She did
That's your
not
mom.
like celebrating her birthday.
Look at that pretty china out there. Is that same china right here?
Oh, is it? I don't know. Oh, there's Grandpa. There's her dad. He was the handsomest man. There's Grandma. I love my grandma. There's me in my uniform.
So that's what you wore to school then? Right?
Uh-huh.
Look at that lamp. Remember those type lamps?
Yes.
Like that?
Aunt Teresa,
Oh,
Uncle
it's
Frank,
just
Uncle
amazing.
Charlie.
I mean, we had lamp shades just like that, but all the fine china out.
Isn't that
Is
something?
that teapot's going to show again that you have sitting right
I don't know. Did it show before?
in that earlier time it did, but
Oh,
oh yeah, that
cool.
teapot showed.
Oh, I
earlier.
didn't know that.
It sure did.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those cups. Susan got all that.
Yeah, at least she let you have the teapot. Look at your school uniforms. Aren't they cute?
Oh, there's little Teresa Ann's little sister Marilyn. She was a cutie. There's her piano.
Uh-huh.
She
These
was
are
a
plants over here,
cutie.
right?
Mm-hmm.
House plants.
Mm-hmm. My grandma was also amazing. She loved her. My cousin told me later after my grandma died, she said, Grandma always told me I was her favorite. And I said, that's funny because she did the same thing to me. She said, isn't that funny? She made us all think that we
That's
were
like
her
the-
favorite.
That's what.
Now that's a grandma for you.
Mhm.
You're going to be
that
that
baby
kind of
girl.
grandma. I don't know who that is.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy this child. Ashley was writing me today saying, I hope Daddy realizes that we're not going to fly with the little baby. He's going to have to go out there. And he doesn't, if the baby's around, he won't go right off and hold it. And she said, are you going to hold your grandbaby? He said, yeah. Or if it's his grandbaby. I mean, he had
Yeah,
no
that's right.
problem
He doesn't
holding
like
the
to fly,
children.
does he?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He'll go. He'll go to see that grandbaby in a minute.
There's my cousin Franklin again with their first kid. He was a beautiful, still
Oh,
is.
yeah,
too,
that's a
gorgeous
handsome
guy.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, that's a handsome baby, too. That's a cute,
Yeah.
cute baby. Look at that little doll they've got for that baby. Look at him just fawning over that baby. The pride. Look at what I have. Look at that little patchy hair. Isn't that cute? I just love
They used to
little
call
baby.
me, especially Franklin. I guess it's an Italian thing. If your name is Mary Ann, they call you Minnie Ann.
Mhm.
So Franklin would always say, "Come here, Minnie Ann. Tell me what you've been up to." And I just, oh my God, I adored him. Oh, here we go again. 67. Ooh.
DC.
Now, wait a
Nine.
minute. We still weren't together with my dad in 67. So this was my dad taking me and Rosemary to Canada. And I was miserable. This was my first time on a plane. And I was in
You're in
67
Maine,
would be my sophomore year in high school.
Mhm.
And those were the
You're probably scared
days
with your dad.
I was still mad at my dad. I wasn't scared of him. I was mad at him because by that time, I felt like I had worked so hard at trying to get his attention, and he just didn't seem to care about me. But Rosemary, he went nuts over. Well, of course, as I got older, I sorted that all out and understood
Yeah.
that's him and that's blah, blah. But at that point, I just didn't, I was miserable. I didn't want to be there with him. And there we are. And we went to Expo 67. That's what we were doing.
Mhm.
Remember Expo 67 in Canada?
What was Expo 67 about? Just the future and all, kind of like
Mhm.
World's Fairs were?
Yeah.
So we didn't go to that.
Yeah, it really was pretty cool.
We went all the way up to Seattle to a World's Fair in 62, I think.
I think somebody in my class was talking about a World's Fair and I thought it was in New York. Was there a
Oh
World's Fair in
yes,
New York?
yeah, right
But
there.
like in the 60s?
It was it Flushing or something like that.
Oh, in Queens? Flushing,
yeah,
Queens?
you can still see a big globe. You see it if you come in on taxi.
Would it have been around 63, 64, 65?
I want to say
Oh.
Seattle was six. I was 12. So then when I was 14 in middle school might be when we went to New York. So more like 64.
Okay.
I'm sure we could look it up real quick, but I can't take my eyes off of this. I'm just fascinated. Because every now and then we went enough down. We went up to Quebec twice. I'm trying to read these. They're too fast to read what they're saying. They're going.
I was minoring. I ended up minoring in French, and at this point, I had 2 years of it. And so when we went into French Canada, I wanted to speak French, and they speak such a different French, and I could barely understand them.
Look at that house.
Isn't that pretty? Now, why would we be taking this? Because we didn't have a car. It must have been a bus
Yeah,
tour or
probably
something.
a bit.
I don't remember
And
that.
look
I
at Pretty
remember
Water
meeting.
again. Panama
Okay,
City.
now this is when I was married to my first husband, and we lived in Panama City.
So this is your movies.
Now these are, my dad took them when he came down to visit. That is Nicole, my sister's first little girl.
Now is that the one you're close to?
Yes. There's me.
In the
And
bikini?
this was Panama City Beach, which is not
Is
far
your
from where
husband
we
gonna be
live.
on here?
I'm wondering. I think he's there with our cat. God, she was so adorable.
Oh gosh.
We were so attached to one another when she was a little kid. She would cry and cry and cry when she would leave, and
She's adorable.
she was a beautiful child, and she has 2 little girls. Now that's my sister
Mm-hmm.
with her. But the beaches,
Just her butt.
just her butt. The beaches were white,
Just like a man,
white
if
sugar
it's-
sand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to Panama City. It's
You know how pretty
unbelievable.
that is, and it's before all those buildings were built, all those condos.
I love
It was
Destin, Florida.
Just gorgeous.
So pretty
Yeah, we used to
too.
camp in Destin because we were in Panama City, so we would go west along the Panhandle.
Mhm.
Look at that.
We
Gosh,
took
she's
the
so
girls to
cute.
Dallas and went that way.
Oh, that's a wonderful
Oh, and
drive.
we went to Houston too. Drive out to see Patsy.
That's a wonderful drive.
Patsy's gonna fly
She's
in
lovely.
next Wednesday to be with us.
Okay, there's my first husband, HB. And that is the back of our apartment complex where we lived. And we were right on the Gulf. And we had a sailboat that we pulled right up to
So you lived in Panama City for a while.
for our first 3 years of marriage. And then we went to the Azores.
Yes.
And he was so jealous of her, that my relationship with her. So it's interesting to have that video. It's a pile of crap. But
He doesn't know how to contact you or find you or anything now.
Not
right? He
anymore.
you just stay away, huh?
this is me on the right and Susan. We used to say to her in German,
Now, how old were you when y'all married?
26. And this is actually real soon after we were married. This was probably 1977.
See, I didn't get married till 78. So.
And we lasted until
28.
1987. But we used to say to her in German, "Wie stark bist du?" which means, "How strong are you?" And she'd go like this. And I think at some point that's what we were doing with her. There she goes. Oh, see her? See
Yeah.
her face? That was so
Look at
funny.
you laughing at her doing that.
We kept doing it over and over again. And we're going down for and we just lived right down the hallway on one of those apartments. So we used to take our sailboat and bring it right up to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'd get in it and go.
Look
sail
at her go
over the
underneath that boat. That's Susan, right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
That may be it. Let's see.
Oh, now there's still.
She just did
slides coming
stills.
up.
Yeah.
Look at those eyes; they're still so good.
We think it shows
a
how
good
nutty
picture,
she
yeah.
was. Now, how do you know if it's still going?
Yeah,
okay.
they're on like 8 seconds, 10 seconds
I
each
hate
slide.
that picture. Look at my bangs. And I was
You
miserable.
look like, don't take my picture.
I was miserable.
That doesn't even look like you to me.
This is after
Look at you clowning.
somebody died. That was after my mom died. I think we're from my dad's place. And look at how different Rosemary is from there. That's Susan when she was a little girl. She's a cute little baby too.
She and Rosemary look a lot alike. I wouldn't have known the difference.
That's me,
you.
looking
I
like a
can tell
guy.
that's you.
With no hair still. And Crazy Rosemary. We would look at those pictures now.
Wow.
Nicole said,
Did the flash bother her eyes? Or
I don't know,
something?
Susan.
That's
Susan's
you
daughter.
again, isn't it?
That's Susan.
That's Susan.
Nicole
okay.
said, Mom, that's me.
That's you.
She looked crazy even then. There she is there. She did have kind of crazy eyes. And she saw a lot too, which wasn't very cool.
Yeah.
And it's fading, so I bet that's it. How do you know? Will it
It'll
automatically stop?
It'll stop, and then
This is so cool, Brenda. I
I
appreciate
think
your
that's the end of
patience.
it. I really do. But if I give it a minute, when it gets to the end of the tape, it'll stop. I think that's it. I really
Okay.
do.
I do too.
All right, so I'm going to